Developing new products, whether manufactured or serviced, or a thrill or entertaining experience, is a well-defined and calculated process. It is a project, and it needs to be managed. Larry Chicola is no stranger to roller coasters. He is the chief corporate engineer for Six Flags and is responsible for all the engineering activities at the company's 29 theme parks throughout North America.
In my current position, we have 29 theme parks around North America, and we have about 1,000 or 1,200 different rides in those parks. And my job is to oversee a group of engineers that spread out around the country and take care of technical issues. We work on new rides as they come in so that they meet our standards. We design rides, we design parts of rides, we upgrade rides that are performing the way we like. We do a lot of project work as far as new construction. We'll oversee projects and assist parks in the project management of new construction. So we have our hands in about everything that goes on in the amusement park in regards to the technical and construction work.
Larry's most recent project was managing the construction of the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster at the park in New Jersey, Kingda Ka.
Kingda Ka project started in about January of 2004 in conceptual planning stages. And we sat around at some meetings at the corporate office, and the decision was made that the company wanted to have the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the world, and that would be the right thing for this park, this location here in New Jersey. And after reviewing it, I made the recommendation that we wanted to see an hydraulic system. The design began at that point, and equipment started to arrive at Six Flags in the fall of that year, and construction started in earnest in September, October, with our opening in May of 2005.
Successful project management requires careful control of and monitoring of all critical resources, raw materials, equipment, people, money, and time. Professional project managers are skilled at planning for the interaction of these elements in order to meet the demands and constraints of a particular project.
And our construction site work began in the summertime. Everything goes in a process and it starts from the ground up. So the first steps are the preparation of the site, clearing of the site. Foundation construction began in July, and then from there, we were off to the races.
At the same time, production began on the tubular steel supports that would make up most of the ride, as well as the cars that would eventually carry the theme park guests.
First steel erection started in September. The steel of the ride is, for the most part, what we call a mild construction steel, equivalent to the US 836 type of steel. It's kind of a medium strength steel, typical for construction. There is an impressive hydraulic system. It is capable of putting out about 12,000 horsepower instantaneously, which is about the same as a top fuel dragster. And it gets us up to 128 miles an hour in about 3.5 seconds, launching a 20,000 pound train. Everything has there's certain things that have to happen before other things, and foundations design first, foundations, and steel goes up on top of it, finish all the wiring, put it all together, and turn it into a ride.
Any Six Flags project begins with a statement of work, or SOW. This is a comprehensive project plan for completing all the necessary project work. Often, this is a written statement describing the work to be done, along with a proposed schedule and completion dates. It will always have project milestones, key completion events, and budget parameters. The project will be further subdivided into a series of key elements. A task won't be longer than several months and will be performed by one group or organization. A subtask may break the task down into smaller, more meaningful pieces. A work package is a group of activities or tasks assigned to a single organizational unit with specific goals or milestones attached to the package. The work breakdown structure, or WBS, defines the hierarchy of tasks, subtasks, and work packages, and breaks the work down into manageable pieces. The WBS is the key tool for managing the logistics of a project.
There's a tremendous amount of logistics in a project like this. Certain things have to happen first. You have to start from the ground and work your way up. So the site first has to be prepared. You have to clear the site. There might be old sewer lines that have to be found and dug up, and wires that are running to other lines have to be rerouted. Get the design. The engineer that's working on the foundations has to have their design complete. Once that's done, we can go survey the site, locate the foundations. Then they can dig the foundations, prepare and put the rebar in, and the concrete has to come in and pour it. Once the foundations are in, perhaps you can even start putting some steel up on that area while you're working on another area. On this ride, there was the launch system building, which is underneath the main tower and the station. That's where the majority of all the ride components are. So those two areas had to be completed ahead of everything else because they have the longest construction time, so we need them done first.
Professional project managers are likely to employ any one of a number of project control charts. At a glance, these charts enable the manager to see deadlines, workflow, and the interconnection of assigned tasks.
This is what we would call a project Gantt chart. For instance, the tracking column is a certain flow. For initial installation, the torque checks, grouting, and so on. All the way down, the very last thing is get rid of the crane. You list your tasks, how long is it going to take, and the date to start. And the date you can start, of course, if there's nothing in front of it, you start it today. If there is something that has to be done first, then it has to start after that.
Project control charts enable production managers to apply the critical path method, or CPM, in order to ensure on-time and on-budget project completion. The critical path of activities in a project form the longest chain in terms of time to complete. If any critical path activities are delayed, the entire project can be delayed. Keeping a project on its critical path requires careful planning up front and flexibility in order to compensate for the unexpected.
King Cow was a bit of a special case because it was so tall, and it led to some really unique challenges. Now, you have to have a crane bigger than you ride in order to erect it. There's no other way to get the top piece in there, right? Unless you have a crane that can get it taller. So we had two 500-foot cranes on Caterpillar tracks, which we used to move around the ride to get to the different locations. And the wind aloft issue was a big deal. If the wind aloft are higher than about 15 miles an hour, because of the swaying that you get in the crane, it would make it unsafe for work. And starting from about January through March, it was a real struggle. We were getting maybe 1 or 2 days of work a week where we could be up high, and it did lead to some delays on the project. I think we had to feed probably 250 guys out there from all the different trades: ironwork, electrical, plumbing, concrete, every building trade imaginable was out there, and they were all out there together. And it was definitely 24 hours a day starting from about February onward. Maybe 200, 250 guys on the field and keep everybody going at once. Kind of a ballet of getting this guy out of the way and people standing there, wait for their turn to get into this area, and all pushing to try and get that opening day.
Flexibility is a critical issue for all project managers. The charts will help you track your progress, but you also have to be able to substitute tasks, labor, time, and materials in order to keep any project headed in the right direction. Despite all efforts to carefully control every element of a project, circumstances can interfere with the best laid plans. King Ka ultimately took 16 months to complete and ran 10% over its original project budget. But the world's tallest, fastest roller coaster has been thrilling fans ever since it opened, and Six Flags is certainly pleased with its success. And Larry Chicola acknowledges that with each new project, he becomes a better project manager.
You got to jump on your advantages when the weather, when you have something that needs good weather, when that weather comes, you can get on it and do that and be ready. Be ready for that good weather, that break. Because it might go bad. It doesn't feel like it, but a week at the beginning is the same as a week at the end. It's still 7 days. It doesn't feel tough at the beginning, right? Because nobody's yelling and it's not time to open, but it's still a week, okay? So you could have done a week's worth of work at the beginning if you started a week earlier.
Careful planning, well-defined milestones, teamwork, and flexibility ensure success for managing any size project. Twists and turns in the schedule and in the completion of the tasks are inevitable. Delivering any project on time and on budget can be a challenge. When the project manager meets that challenge, it is worth celebrating.
Some projects are more planned out. Our jobs are kind of fast and furious. 15 months from start to finish of the world's tallest and fastest ride is a pretty good schedule. Actual construction time was only about 9 to 10 months, and that's fast. I was pleased with how we are able